Hey everyone, this is Judi with JLBCrafts. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thank you so much for giving me a try. In this video, I'm going to be decorating and hand lettering the week of October 31st through Sunday, November 6th. We are on capital S week. Have to say, not super excited about capital S. I'm still not super excited about lowercase s, but anyway, it is what it is. We're going to get through it, and maybe we'll have a breakthrough. You never know. So S is for sunflowers. It's still fall. It's a nice fall flower. We're going to get to practice the word September this week. So here is the Simply Gilded washi tape I have chosen. It's a variegated kind of yellow, kind of edging towards orange. I'm going to put that on the edges, and then I'm going to use mostly these stickers. These are stickers I printed myself. I do have a video on how I print my floral stickers using Canva. I did these last year, maybe 2 years ago. I think it was last year. With COVID, time I don't know, does weird things. So, but anyway, as you can see, a bunch of them are used. So these are at least from last fall, maybe 2 falls ago. But anyway, I just liked, there's a little bit more blue in here than I would like, so I might not use those up, but absolutely these. And then I have a few other stickers too to go with if I need more. So this is the Fall Collections 2022 Amber Plans Her Day. I'm pretty sure it's still available. It's got these. They're pretty light. As you can see, they're quite a bit lighter. And I know if I try to pick a yellow pen that light, I'm going to have trouble seeing it. As well as getting it on camera. And then this is the Plenty Thing Autumn Leaves and Florals, and it's got this section of sunflowers, which are not as orange as these, but I feel like these have oranges, but they're so much lighter. These don't have as much orange, but they're darker. So I don't know. I'm gonna just try to mix them all together. I do my usual up the middle and across the top with my florals. So I do have a coupon code for Simply Gilded. If you use that code to sign up for their no spam newsletter, you will get a coupon code for $5 off a purchase of $15 or more, and I will get that same coupon code. So don't pull your washi tape super tight. All my normal, those of you who are my regulars, all my normal words of caution: don't pull your washi tape super tight. It does stretch, and then when you unstick it from your desk and trim it, that's what causes your page to curl. So for those of you that are new, I would not start lettering with this video. I would go back to the beginning of the year, because all of the letters kind of build on each other. Things that you learn on week 1, you will need for week 2, and so on. So if you start here in the middle, or in our case toward the end, you might get frustrated, and I want you to be successful. I don't want you to get frustrated and quit. I want you to see improvement right away, for it to click, and for you to be excited and keep going with it. So have a look at, I have a video playlist of lettering 2021, lettering 2022. I would start with lettering 2022, and if there's a particular letter that vexes you, I would look for that same letter in 2021 to give you additional tutelage on that particular letter. Okay, so you might have noticed I did have to kiss cut these. Apparently I only kiss cut the ones I wanted to use last year when I did those. So anyway, let's go ahead and grab some bullet points. I think I want to look for asterisks because, yep, there we go. Because I feel like they kind of look faintly sunflower-ish. So let's put a few of these on there. And then for assignments, let's see, I happen to have a brown flare handy, so let's go with that. So of course, capital S is first. Stub, so we'll have an ascender right next to the capital letter. Sled, it's almost time for sleds. And skis. So we've got ascenders next to the capital letter on all 3 of those words. And then for Friday the 4th, we have sofa. So of course we have to practice our F. Size, we haven't done a Z in a while. And of course September. So by this point I always save the months for the end because I want you to have as much practice on that capital letter as possible before you tackle the month with it. So there we go. I'm going to pick my pens and zoom in and I'll be right back. Alright, so I have my pens. I have the green Zebra Funwari. This is the firmest of the pens. I'm heavy-handed, so I start firm and go to softest. Next I have the brown Vice Brand Ultra Color. Then I have the Calcifur from Archer and Olive, and that is Melon Punch. It's a nice dusty orange. And then finally I have the yellow Le Pen Flex with my just normal elementary school pencil grip on there. So let's get started. I'm going to start with aces, especially since we're working on S. So again, starting with the firmest pen, Zebra is the brand, Funwari is the product line. So I've been putting S at the end of aces for a while now, and have not had the breakthrough I had hoped for yet, so we're gonna keep hoping. All right, this is the Vice Brand Ultra Color. Next I have the Calcifur. That's the product line from Archer and Olive, which is the brand, and we'll do one with the fat end at the end of the row. And finally, the Le Pen Flex. So Le Pen is the brand and Flex is the product line. So deep diving into the S, just like the lowercase s, there are a couple different, fundamentally different ways you can do your S. So as you can see, obviously, I'm not doing my lowercase s like this. Same thing, I don't do my capital S like this. But it's looking like they're starting at the baseline, doing a light up diagonally, and then a little loop and a heavy down that curves into their little flourish here. This is the one to me that looks like the beginning of like something on a music staff. So, and I just really don't care much for that. So then looking at my other options that and there are many options. These are not all. These are just the ones I happen to keep on hand. So this is the free download for Fudenosuke calligraph pen. Since I use the Fudenosukes most weeks, I went ahead and downloaded this. Plus, like I said, it was free. So again, this one looks like the beginning of a music staff. Not quite as swirly and curly, but still, you know, definitely along those lines. This is the Rainbow Crayola Calligraphy book, and it gives us both options. So there are two common ways to draw the uppercase letter S, like I said. So here they're just basically drawing almost like you would print, but with a little bit more of a curl at the beginning and the end. No connector stroke on this, and that's okay, but I like that better. So starting about midway between midline and the top line, that's where they're starting, where the blue dot is, and they're coming around and doing a light up. They're long, curved, heavy down, and then ending with a little more of a curve. Or you can do, again, the one that looks like it's an ampersand or a music staff. They're starting at the bottom. Here's the blue dot, and they're doing a light up, connecting that with basically the same thing here. So it's kind of, I mean, these two are definitely very similar. It's just that they're connecting to the loop at the top on this one. So if that helps you at all. It was a little bit of an epiphany for me to realize that these have almost the same thing. It's just that this has that long sweep going up into it, but it really just turns it into like an ampersand for me, and I don't care for that. So here's the boxed Crayola Lithography set. So again, they've got the kind of uppercase and lowercase ampersand kind of a thing going. So again, you can see a very skinny S, normal S, hidden in there. They're leaving theirs way open. This is the first time we've seen where this bottom curl doesn't cross over that beginning diagonal, thin diagonal. So, and then finally we've got the Calligraphy Made Easy book. So here is the more traditional cursive style S. Now here, they're not doing a loop at the top. They're actually just reversing direction. So this one looks even more like the lowercase s just made double high to me. And again, here they're not crossing over with that bottom loop. And then this one I'm sure is going to have an alternate for the S. Yeah, here we go. So a couple different alternates actually. So they're doing very skinny at the top, very fat at the bottom. Or to spiff it up a little bit more, but still keeping with this style, they're doing that same base form, but then they're adding on a whole second stroke. That's a heavy down, curl around, and light up for a flourish. And then, oh, they've got even more. Wow, look at that. Here are their alternates to the traditional cursive S. So in this particular case, they are crossing over that initial thin upstroke, and then they're doing a loop at the top, or they've got the reverse direction at the top. So many, 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 many options for a capital S. So many options that it can be hard for you to choose. So you may want to actually do an entire row of each one. I can tell you that I tried a lot, and you'll see with my last year's practice all the different things I experimented with, but I just never really fell in love with any of them. So I'm going to stick with my uppercase S that I practiced last year, which is basically much more of a printed S. So now you can bring that bottom around, which none of them showed, and that'll give you a little bit of a connector stroke. So that's another option. And what we can do is play with how fat it is, how angled it is, how big the two little curls are. So I can make, like the one we saw, the top much, much skinnier and the bottom much fatter. A little bit less S looking. Let's try making it a little more slanted. Which for an S means that's actually kind of straight up and down versus diagonal, and I don't really care for that. Let's make the top and the bottom a little more even. So I'm going to make the top a little bigger. And actually there, my top is bigger than my bottom. So we can play with where we come around at. So we can try up higher. So that, I mean, it still looks S-like. I can try no connector. So that's super curly. We can try a little less curl. That's not too bad, actually. It looks like an S. This, let's see. It looks like I started with this, and then when I started attaching it to a word, I went to this. So I'm not sure what I'm going to want to do. I don't know why. I guess I ended up practicing this with no connector last year. I'm just kind of, I got it sitting off to the side and I'm looking down at it. And it looks like I practiced that. And then I actually, when I started putting it on words, I ended up going to that. But I don't know. I can do a little bit of practice both ways. I'm actually kind of liking this a little bit better, but again, I did the same thing last year, so. I do think I like a lot of diagonal here in the center. as opposed to this much straighter one. That's cool. I like that one with the smaller top. Oops, wrong end. I know, I am all over the place on this. It's because I haven't really landed someplace that I like. Although I do kind of like this grouping here. Okay, let's try putting it into a word, which could drastically change how you feel about it. So that's pretty good. I like that. Let me try bringing it on across to attach to the T. I like that too, actually. Although it is going to be hard to get that connector to be perfectly aligned since we're coming at it perpendicularly. I don't know, I kind of like that. Because again, since we're connecting perpendicularly, it's going to be really hard to get that clean. Yeah, I think I'm leaning toward not coming across with the connector. I'm also leaning toward the bottom being kind of oval, wide, rather than perfectly round. I'm not quite sure why. Right, let's try an L. So we'll go sled. I like that, actually. I like it. Do I sound shocked? Hi, Calcifur. He's so polite. He walks out past where my pen is. So you probably didn't see him. Maybe a shadow. Oh, baby, are you hungry? Aw. Being very chatty today. Alright, well, Calcifur's talking to me, and for some reason my family is blowing up my phone, so I'm going to check on all that, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, we've all had a snack, no emergencies on the phone, so let's continue on. All right, now we're gonna have a capital S and a lowercase s, both in the same word. So good luck to us all. Let's try skis. I don't like this big weird tail thing, but otherwise it looks pretty good. That's a little better. I mean, it definitely looks like the word skis. It's interesting how on my capital S, I like the bottom to be bigger than the top, and on my lowercase s, I like the top to be bigger than the bottom. But, I mean, they both look like S's to me, so. Okay, so I think my S breakthrough, my capital S breakthrough has happened. Look how much bigger, how much wider, more oval the bottom of my S is clear down here versus up here, where I was still trying to figure it out. I think it's because of that, oops, of that faintly triangular form that I've mentioned before. By making the top smaller and the bottom like crazy wide, I don't know why, but to me, I like that. It looks better to me. The other thing I've found over the last few weeks that has helped me a lot, I'm gonna totally date myself now, but growing up in the 70s and 80s, Bionic Man and Bionic Woman was a big thing for us. So, I mean, being mindful of my speed, and when a letter gives me trouble, think Bionic Woman, you know, super, 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 super slow. Force yourself to just do one letter crazy super slow. And it makes a difference, I'm telling you. I mean, you don't have to do them all that slow, but you will be amazed at how much difference it makes. It could be that you're just getting faster without even realizing it subliminally. And when you force yourself, are mindful all of a sudden of your speed and force yourself to just go crazy super slow for a letter, it makes a big difference. It really does. Okay, so I got a lot of sticker here, but we'll just put the important one, the S, in the gaps, and then the F is gonna have to fend for itself. So let's try sofa. Oops, I already hit a sticker right there. I like it more than I thought I would, to be brutally honest. Okay, long time no Z. Let's put a Z on there. All kinds of weird connections there, but it looks like the word it should be, so. So around about here-ish, I started thinking to myself of the beginning of the lowercase a for like aces when I started the S, and I like the result. So if I think lowercase a here, I start it different and I like the way it turns out. Tall, thin, almost pointy upper half, and short, fat, wide bottom half for me. Last but not least, it's all been building toward this. Let's write September so we can see what it would look like if we wrote it, say, on a monthly view, like I've been doing a lot lately. I like it more than I thought I would, that's for darn sure. We made it! And I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna say it. I'm still shocked that I'm saying it because I've had a couple of rough weeks in a row. I like my S, my capital S now. I really didn't think I would. Wait until you see this year compared to last year on the S. There's a pretty big difference in my opinion. So here we go. Here's a big difference just from the beginning to the end. And these S's I like. I like these S's. So let's look at last year's. Here we go. Big, big, big difference. So again, you can see at the beginning, lots of experimentation, lots of differences. I really wasn't coming across for a connector at all. Then on the very first word, I started going ahead and it was about this last line. Yep, right there. I went from no connector to connector. Still didn't really care for it. Went back to no connector here because I know why. When I look at this S connecting into this L, it actually looks like HED, not SLED. It turns the S and the L together into an H for me. So that was kind of weird, but yeah, I feel like I had a breakthrough. I don't know why. I really love this S, and I absolutely could write September in my planner, which I've never done because I didn't like my S. So there we go. I like it. I'm just shocked. In case you couldn't tell. So I wish you all the very, very, very best of luck. Maybe some discovery of mine today helps you with a discovery. If you're struggling, force yourself to go super, super slow on a letter and just see see what it is. And then my A, I've been practicing my lowercase a extra for more than a year now, and having the thought hit me that this should be basically the start of an A completely turned my S into something repeatable. I feel like I was a little all over the place on the top part of the S until that, and that made it much, in my opinion, much more repeatable. And I love the result. I'm just really thrilled with it. So I hope you like this video. I hope you have an amazing breakthrough with your S. If you do, gosh, let me know in the comments. We can help. Everybody can see your comments when you leave them. And so maybe something you discover will help someone else as well. So if you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you.